What is it? Oh. What color? You don't like it?
I want this.
Yeah, that's what you don't like. How about the accessories?
I want this.
You don't like it?
I open it.
You opened it. Do you like it?
I have a red hat. A Granny's hat.
That's your hat?
My hat.
Yeah.
My hat.
What about this? What about, what do you think of one of these? What is that?
Bat.
Yeah, it's a little bat.
Oh, cute.
What do you think of this?
Dogmas.
What color is he?
Green.
Riddle me this or riddle me that. Does this figure look
Bat.
like a big ball of crap? Well, let's find out.
Daddy.
Yes,
A green bat.
it's a green bat.
Yeah.
Can you hold him? What is going on, everyone? Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another 1/6 scale figure showcasing, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mars Toys MAT-015, the King of Enigma, the Jim Carrey Riddler from the Batman Forever movie. Now, right off the bat, I just want to get a couple things out of the way. Why do I even have this figure? Well, I have been cutting down on a lot of third parties, figures for that matter, but I do have to admit, I'm a huge 89 Batman fan, as many of you know. However, growing up, it was really Batman Forever that, as a kid growing up with that movie is where I really started getting all the toys. My grandmother buying me the Batmobiles, the figures, the things like that. So this is just pure nostalgia for me. And so when Hot Toys made that Batman and Robin, I grabbed those so fast when they first came out. And, what do you say? We got the Riddler and Two-Face. And so taking a chance with Mars Toys. And, there's things I like, and there's definitely things I don't like. And there's some things that we need to go over with this figure if you do think you want to pick this thing up for yourself. So right off the bat, I'm just going to run through, the accessories as you see them here. Pretty straightforward. All the hands, they don't blow me away. If you have third-party hands before, it's pretty much the same thing. Just a bunch of gesturing hands and different poses to hold some of the accessories. And we're definitely going to touch base on that because that was one of the biggest concerns with the figure are the hands. And you'll notice that is why he is actually missing one of them right now. Moving on, you also have a lot of accessories. They spared no expense in making sure that you had pretty much everything to pull off all of the looks for this movie, the character. You also have the little bat bombs that he used to blow up the Batmobile in the Batcave, along with the Riddler bag. You also had the little Halloween mask, which I believe was a bonus accessory by pre-ordering. This one was from 1/6 kit. You also have his, his box, so to speak. You have the version that sits on the TV, and then you have the little handheld device there that he, popped on Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face. He popped on his forehead when they first met, and so, like I said, the detailing on this is really great. Nothing to compare it to. They're the first that have done it, so there's really you can't say, you put it next to something, but the paint application, everything looks really good on it. Really have no complaints about it. It's pretty straightforward. You also have another Riddler hat, and you have another Jim Carrey sculpt, which we will get into. And then you have a typical base that just has the printing Riddler and the Batman Forever logo on it. And then this is the actual figure itself. Now, when you get the figure, there's a couple things. It comes like this. There's two looks. You have the look with the coat, and it comes on it with the sculpt with the tongue out and the hat. The hat is fixed to this sculpt. You cannot remove it. You would have to use this version here if you want the other, look. So this is how he comes out of the box. He did have both hands on, so it wasn't like he was missing it. But the hands were a little weird. Some of them were in the clamshell, some were in a plastic bag, so they were in two separate places. And you also have the cane here. I put him in a very basic pose for right now. This is my preferred look. The tongue sticking out, I think it captures Jim Carrey the best of the two, but we'll do a side by side in a moment for you guys. But like I said, this is the figure overall, very basic. The body is, it's a third party body, nothing to write home about. The tailoring looks good. The color is very vibrant on the actual outfit. It is very over the top, but it's what the character was in the movie. I think Mars Toys did a pretty good job of capturing the essence of the actual character. It's definitely going to pop on the shelf, especially next to Batman and Robin, who are more of like a chrome muted color. This is definitely going to pop next to them. And so, like I said, it's going to definitely be an eye catcher on the shelf, I think. The sculpt itself looks pretty good. The paint application on it doesn't look terrible to me. I have seen people already repainting it, but like I said, it does look pretty good. In terms of the likeness, I do think that this one captures Jim Carrey the best. It's meant to be over the top and goofy. That's just how the character was. And so what I want to do is I want to go over the two sculpts themselves. Like I said, this is the one that is actually on the figure when you get it. I'm actually going to swap it out for the other one because I had a little bit of problems with the sculpts. If you see down there the little ball joint, it really I'll show you guys what I mean by that in a moment. As you can see here, the head really is loose. It really just it's really loose, and to pop this thing off, it's very easy to, like right there, just pop the head off. There isn't much play in terms of catching the actual ball joint. You see there's the joint there, and there's the actual head. Popping this on is relatively easy, but it really doesn't, like, that's it. I just popped it right on with one hand. So it just doesn't give you a peace of mind of security when you're putting it on. But to be honest with you, I'm not surprised by anything anymore. Third-party companies and third-party figures are just kind of like a grab bag of, how's each one going to play when you get it. In terms of the actual body, like I said, it's a third-party body. The posability on this thing is really going to be great because it's basically a cloth suit. Which is really interesting is down here, and I'm going to try to bend it, so forgive me using one hand. But the actual bend, it's very odd how it bends kind of above the ankle. You can see there, not a realistic bend. It just could, it's just the body itself, and because he wore like shoes in the movie, not like boots, so this would have been probably hidden by like a boot or something. But as you can see, there's the bend, which is not real. That's odd to me, and he came like this in the box, and so that's how I caught that. But just keep in mind when you're posing, that's not a natural pose. But I mean, overall, I will say the ankle joints are pretty stiff. You can see there, it's very, kind of not really flimsy, but it's a little wonky. So you got to really play with this thing. I will say the ankles are pretty stiff on this, which I've ran into a lot of bad luck with the ankles on a lot of figures. So the ankles are actually really stiff. You can pose this up really well. As I said, this is a cloth suit, so you don't have to really worry about posability there. Now I want to get to the hands. So the hands here, I'm going to try to zoom in on this for you guys. So as you can see here with this particular outfit, it's not necessarily, I think, something wrong with Mars Toys. It's a mixture of the design element and then how to adapt that to a figure. If you notice, let me use something, I'll use a knife if you don't mind, because I just want to point. If you can see here, under the thumb, how the outfit is tailored, it wraps around the thumb, and that's how this is designed. And so Mars Toys did a pretty good job of replicating that look. Like I said, he's wearing basically a onesie underneath this jacket, and like I said, it loops around the thumbs. So if you want to change out the hands on this, you have to decide on which hand that you want, and then you have to basically loop it around. And see here, that little piece of cloth that's hanging off, there's a little incision. So what Mars Toys did was they actually, it looks like this is cut. I'm trying to zoom in for you guys so you can see, so my apologies if this is not focusing. You can actually see it looks like they literally just cut this with like a knife, and so it's kind of ragged on the end. You have to actually loop the thumb through here, and if anyone has like the Gandalf from InArt, it's the same thing. You have to like loop the thumb through and then pop the hand in. So changing the hands is kind of a pain in the ass depending on the gesture. If you're gonna go with like an open hand, something like this, or something like this, or one of these hands, even like this one, you're not gonna have really any issues. But like if you're gonna go with a hand like this, like have fun, or you know, something that requires, you know, a little more time, patience. So like I said, switching this off, mine came with, I think some basic hands, like a fist or something, and I swapped it out to this one here holding the cane, because that's how I want him posed, and it was a little bit of a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna have him posed up with the jacket like this, just because I prefer this look. The back of if you take this jacket off, the back of this leotard is a zipper, so you can unzip this if you want, but I don't see the need. And then here is the other sculpt that I refer to. This is not my preferred sculpt. For me, I don't prefer it will be like this, actually. I'm going to take this one outside for a moment so you guys can actually see what these look like in natural light to wrap up the video, just because I'm shooting it inside at my kitchen table. But this isn't my preferred sculpt. I think that this doesn't look like Jim Carrey. I think the hair is not really as vibrant orange as it should be. So if I had to choose between the two, I am going with this one and the hat. You do get an additional hat that comes with this, but this is more just like to hold in his hand because it does not fit on this sculpt. These two do not go together. If you wanted to use the Halloween accessory, it does pressure fit somewhat onto this, but like I said, there's really nothing to hold it on. But overall, it's not a bad looking figure. $40 NRD, and then I had to pay $140. So this is a $180 figure. It does come with a lot of accessories. Only one body. I was kind of bummed about that because you can get a couple different looks off of this. Ultimately, is it a good looking piece? If you're getting this by itself, I find this is a hard sell. This is really meant to be a companion piece, in my opinion, to like the Batman and Robin, even the Two-Face. You know, just because it goes together as a set, I think it would look kind of awkward on its own. Is it Mars Toys' best figure? Absolutely not. I still think that their 1966 Joker is their pinnacle, and I don't think they've made anything that has quite reached that level in terms of the quality and price and everything you're getting for. I think every other figure has fallen short from that. So it's a good looking piece. On a scale out of 10, I'd probably give this like a 6.5. I think it's a little pricey for what it is. All in, 180 bucks. Kind of wish this was more like in the 150 range to kind of make it more palatable for me. I just think it's it's very expensive for what it is. But let's wrap up the video with that outdoor light test so you guys can see what the sculpts look like, and we'll wrap it up from there. All right, guys, so we are outside. I have this outside in natural light just so that you guys can see the vibrancy of the colors, the green, and there is the sculpt itself, like I said, in natural light. I have it sitting on the back of my truck, just letting the light hit it. Like I said, nothing special here. The colors, like I said, do pop outside. However, the skin tone, the paint application, I feel like it does suffer. It's not the best work. The paint application, I don't think is the best in my opinion. The skin tone, it could do with like a repaint. If you guys want to repaint this and give it a more natural look, I think that would help. I think the skin tone looks a little too muted, and the hair just doesn't pop as much as I feel that it should. I'm just trying to zoom in there. You can see this one too. I just don't think that the skin tone, the hair, I just think the paint's off on it. The hair doesn't pop like it should, like I said, and like the detailing, on the paint, it's not the best. Oop, see, there you go, knocked him over. But nevertheless, it's not a bad looking figure. Glad I had it in the collection. It's gonna look good next to Batman, Robin, and I'm gonna have to see about that Two-Face and see how the final product looks on that. But let me know your thoughts below. Drop a like on the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel if this is in fact your first time. And until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles saying take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Acknowledge me!